Welcome to the Michigan Football Report here on a Saturday. I'm a little under the weather. Chat Sports Company holiday party last night. Believe me, I may have had more than 6 drinks in 15 minutes. Over the course of like 10 hours. We started at 4 o'clock, didn't end up getting home till like 3 a.m. Nevertheless, but in here on a Saturday, we didn't have a ton of, we didn't have really any original content Thursday or Friday. Thursday put out the 6 beers in 15 minutes video, and then put one of our live audience Q&A mailbags on Friday. So in here on a Saturday, talking about some Michigan football NFL draft news that's kind of developed in the last 24 or 48 hours. Want to make sure you guys have the latest on that. But let's start the show with this. People have been saying, James, I've enjoyed the last few weeks of live shows, got my questions in the air. Can we do more of that? So I'm going to give the most diehard fans or viewers of the show the opportunity to get a shout out on Monday. So first thing, people watch this first, just go down in the comments, type me. I'll pin that comment to the bottom of the video and just reply to it. Type me anywhere in the video. First 15 people who comment me on this video, I'll have your name, photo, etc. Do a shout out on Monday's show. So head down to the comment section right now. Type me if you want a shout out on the show. Let's start off though, folks, with some recruiting news. Domani Jackson, I'm sure you saw yesterday. I tweeted out within moments of it happening. It's official. USC. I kind of held out hope, right? Just a little bit of hope that maybe he just shocked the world, that all the pomp and circumstance, everything with Alabama and USC and all that stuff, maybe he just decided, wow, Michigan's got it going on, beat Ohio State, won the Big Ten, going to the College 12 playoff. I'm just going to shock everybody, go to Michigan. But alas, he is Lincoln Riley's first major 5-star commit in the 2-3 weeks he's had the job. So he is headed to USC, but in this area of college football, folks, there is always the transfer portal Domani, all right? I mean, I was thinking about this morning, and not necessarily with Domani Jackson, but just college football players in general. I think, and I was actually thinking about it with Deion Sanders and the number one player, cornerback that he brought on from flipping Florida State to Jackson State on signing day, is I think we might be in an era of college football where players may intentionally want to play for 2 schools. Example, I think the guy, I can't remember his name, the player who went to Jackson State, was committed to Florida State, cornerback, number one player in the country. I would say, is there a chance that he's going to play just one season there, even if Deion moves on or Deion stays, and say, hey, I'm going to come play for you for a year or two, Deion. Travis Hunter, producer of my year, thank you for that. Travis Hunter, he goes to Jackson State for a year, right? Maybe 2 years, and then says, hey, I got one more year to the NFL. I'm just going to transfer to the best school out there. I transfer to Alabama, transfer to LSU, transfer to Michigan, transfer to Florida State, wherever I can go, one and done, national championship. Imagine Domani Jackson says, hey, I'm going to go play 1 or 2 years for USC, do the hometown thing, but I'm transferring to Michigan my third year no matter what, like kind of make it public. I think we could get an era where maybe that happens in the future. So maybe the final chapter isn't written with Domani Jackson. Plays a year or two USC, transfer somewhere else. We'll see. I'd still certainly take him if he was a highly productive player like his recruiting rankings would indicate. So let's talk about New Year's Eve, right? We have less than 2 weeks till Michigan football plays Georgia. If you guys want a live show, I'm figuring out, do we want to do a live pregame show, a live postgame show? Haven't decided that out. Still trying to work out some staffing issues. Not trying to make people unnecessarily work on New Year's Eve if they don't have to. I'll be working, though. Still 50-50 on whether or not I'm going to the game. But if we get 50 subscribers from this show, people scroll down, hit that subscribe button. We'll do a live show in some fashion on New Year's Eve. So that's my deal to you guys. If I go to the game, we'll probably do a post-game show way afterwards, a couple hours after the game because of the logistical concerns there. If I stay in Dallas, I'm going to go to the Cotton Bowl, Cincinnati, Alabama. Come back here for the game and then go from there. So subscribe to the video, chatsports, youtube.com/Michigan TV. First big story of the day is the rumors that Vincent Gray, Michigan's second year starting cornerback, but fourth year overall player, is very seriously considering going pro and heading to the NFL. Rumors have been circulating. It's about Thursday night that he has put feelers out there. He's talked to the coaching staff, and he is seriously considering this being his last season at Michigan. Now, a year ago, you would have said, "Don't Vincent Gray. He's probably not going to be starting from a year from now, given the season he had in 2020." But he was not a liability this year. He actually made some pretty good plays, and I think that we got a lot more than we expected from him. So if he decides to go to the NFL after his fourth year, leaving 2 years of eligibility on the table because the COVID 2020 year didn't count against his eligibility, here's the stats he's leaving on the table for Michigan. This season he's got 41 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, and 7 pass breakups. No interceptions though. And it's one of these situations where I think that all in, Vincent Gray will look back and say, wow, he's a starter on a Michigan football team that was Big Ten champions, beat Ohio State, went to the college football playoff. If he decides to go, I haven't really got any word on where he's projected, but if he is going to leave, I would expect that Harbaugh and NFL contacts like that are saying, hey, look, Vincent, you might be a second, third round pick. I very highly doubt he'd be a first round pick. But if true, if he does go pro, decides to make this push into the NFL next season, folks, look, this is a big opportunity for Will Johnson to come in, the 5-star defensive back. Will be joining Michigan's football program in just a matter of weeks. Read today that his dad spoke with a few media outlets. Will Johnson will be graduating high school next week and then going straight to Michigan. He's going to be practicing with the team leading up to them leaving for the bowl game against Georgia. So exciting to see that. And when Michigan beats Georgia, was also read that Will Johnson will actually get to practice with the team as well. That started a year or two back where recruits were allowed to practice if they were early enrollees for the bowl game. So he'll be actually on the team practicing after the December 31st bowl game, leading up into the national title game when Michigan beats Georgia. But the sports books don't think they're going to beat them, right? Georgia is an 8-point favorite still. The guy has gone up by a half point from when this game was announced a week and a half ago, whatever it was. So Michigan is now an 8-point underdog. The over-under still at 45 points, right? Means they don't think there's going to be much scoring. There's been a lot of Michigan games where the over-under has been really low, and then they just blow it out of the water. The Iowa-Michigan game in particular, right? Michigan scored 42 points themselves, and the over-under that game was 43 points total between the two teams. So if you think Michigan's going to win, like I do, you can make a lot of money and get the best deposit bonus in the game from our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Chatsports.com/GoBlue. Use that link. Don't just type in BetUS in your browser. Chatsports.com/GoBlue. It drops you and tracks you to this promotion. All you got to do is type in GoBlue when you make your first deposit. Get a 125% deposit bonus. I've been betting on Michigan all year. It's been a wildly profitable endeavor, unlike last year when it was wildly unprofitable. But nevertheless, I think it'll beat Georgia. I certainly think if they were to lose, it would be within that 8-point spread. So I'm putting money on the money line. Meaning if Michigan wins outright, I'm getting like 2.5, 3 times my money. So go get started with BetUS, chatsports.com/GoBlue. Use that promo code GoBlue. All right. Some other shows here at the company at the studio do this. They get a lot of people. It's a lot of fun, the responses. Before we get to the last story, I want to give you guys the opportunity. Name a completely random Michigan football player from the past. I'm not talking about, Denard Robinson or something like that. I'm talking about a guy who is just off the radar that everyone forgot existed. Mine, right? Doug Dutch. You remember Doug Dutch? No, you don't remember Doug Dutch. Maybe you do. 2004, top 50, top 75 recruit in the country, 4-star wide receiver, came in that same recruiting class as Chad Henne and Mike Hart, but never did anything in Michigan. I don't even think he ever started a game. Stuck around the program for 5 years, though. He was there 04, 05, 06, and 07. 04, 05, 06, 07. And then 08, first year with Rich Rod, switched to defensive back, and actually had a little bit of a little dip in the NFL. I read he was in the Redskins for a while. I didn't even know that. Doug Dutch is my random player. Go in the comments. Let's see who could be the most creative player, most creative past Michigan football player. Everyone's like, whatever happened to that guy? Head down in the comments. Do it right now. All right, last story of the day. Erick, Michigan's starting tight end for the past 2 seasons, has apparently also put out feelers and is strongly considering leaving Michigan and heading to the NFL. Third-year player, right? He was a 2019 recruit. Played in 2019, 11 games, I believe it was. Don't go to that next one there, Matthew. That's not the right story. Sorry, a little production staff snafu back there. Okay, Erick, third-year player, 2 years of eligibility left. He played in 2019 in 11 games. Then 2020 he was a starter. 2021 he's kind of been a star in some way, although his stats don't necessarily say that he is a star player by any means. He's had a couple really big games, right? Michigan State with the 10 catches, Penn State the game-winning score, that tight end drag where he took it to the house for the touchdown. And he certainly has an NFL body, 6'4", 260 pounds, 255 pounds, with some speed that he showed everybody, showed the entire world when he beat Penn State. But no 100-yard games as a Michigan football player. And frankly, these are fairly pedestrian stats, right? No knock on Erick at all. I think he's a great player. He's made some big strides after dropping a ton of balls in 2020. He's almost dropped none that I can remember this year, and has made some big-time impactful plays, especially that turnaround one-handed touchdown catch against Iowa was one of the plays of the year. At least didn't really matter for the game, but just for as an exciting play that Michigan fans will hopefully remember for a long time. I think he's a good player. I think he would be well served coming back in 2021. Erick all would. So I think he should definitely come back for next season. Not projected to be a very high pick, at least from what I've reached out to some NFL draft experts. Hey, if this guy went pro, where would you put him in your mock draft? They said, at this point, 5th, 6th round guy. So we'll see what happens with him. If he comes back, he's a bigger opportunity next year, I think, to be an established guy. You also have Luke Schoonmaker if he decides to go pro. So we'll see what happens. I think you should come back, and you don't go pro if you're going to be a 4th-round pick, a 5th-round pick. There's almost no guarantees that anyone's going to keep you. They're not married to you as a franchise. If you're a 1st-rounder, 2nd-rounder, money is much bigger, and they're going to put a lot more resources into you and hope that, hey, no matter what, we got to make this guy work. So I think Erick All should come back. I think you guys should come back. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, then come back on New Year's Eve, and we will do a live show if we get 50 of you to subscribe to the show off of this video. So right below the video, hit that subscribe button, and we will do a live, probably a pregame show, maybe a postgame. We'll see how it goes for the Michigan-Georgia game coming up on December 31st, New Year's Eve. All right, we'll have more content for you. I'll put out another video for you on Sunday, and then we'll be back with a brand new Michigan football report on Monday, giving a bunch of shout-outs to the first 15 people who go down in the comments and type me. Until then, go Blue.